We gotta go back to basics. That's what I'm here. That's what I think the Holy Spirit just downloaded that in my spirit. We gotta go back to basics. And I'm driving and I'm thinking, okay, I saw someone, right, and they were walking past, and I'm like, wow, they look good, they got a job, and they're looking good. Like, I don't know, something about them is looking like when someone looks good, because I don't know what it's named. Like, they look good more than physically. Like, they're looking good spiritually somehow. I don't know like their spiritual standing, but they just looking good, and it feels spiritual, right? So I'm hoping that person has given their life to Jesus and they living their life. So I started just thinking about, wow, this person looks good. Wow, like, even my heart was like, oh wow, like, you're all looking good. I don't know if it's spiritual or not. I don't want to lie. But then I started thinking, then I started thinking about, these jobs that we get, the jobs, like working at the mall. And I started thinking, and then I passed someone, one of my relatives' friends, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I start thinking, like, I wonder what he's doing now. Does he have a job and all of that? Then I started thinking, these jobs, like, and then I started thinking of another friend who just left their job. So, and I'm just thinking, okay, like, I don't know how to convey this, but we need to get back to basics, especially us in South Africa as the youth, because we, as the youth in South Africa, we know that unemployment is at an all-time high, and people are qualified. This time around, unemployment is at an all-time high. People are qualified, but people don't have now the jobs. And we've done the work, right? We've done the work, and we've we've done the work, guys. We studied. We did what they say: go to school, study, get a degree, and then your life is set. But then that was not the case, because we found ourselves in this pandemic. People are now unemployed with qualifications. So now it's like, what's the actual problem here, right? So then, obviously, my solution is Jesus. So I'm like, okay, I think that as our generation, there's been a disconnect, right? There's been a disconnect. We have studied, we've done everything that our parents said was the blueprint that we needed to do to move forward in life. Cool. And some people succeeded. They have jobs, they have their dream jobs and what. But then there are people who are still at home who are unemployed with qualifications. Then the difficulty is that we are home with qualifications, but now, like, for instance, in my situation, and thank God, because my situation, my parents have been gracious enough to allow me to chase my dreams, whereas some parents are not as gracious. They don't have as merciful. They like, why are you chasing pipe dreams? But I think that in this time we actually have to chase pipe dreams, because the jobs that they said we should study for, now things are changing, and we now have to be innovative in a sense of we have sorry guys, we have to be innovative in a sense of now the jobs that they said we must study for are kind of getting old school, and we're being replaced by AI, and we've been replaced by so many things. So now what do we do? What do we do? And I'm like, we gotta go back to basics, and basics being Jesus first, because it's through Jesus that we are going to find out what we really meant to do. Because some people, they get the job like maybe at a dealership, so parents are happy that you have a job, but then you're not happy because it's not, your spirit is telling you it's not your job, it's not what you're supposed to do with your life. But now you are our parents time, for them it was be happy you have a job, and they made it work. But for us it's a little bit different. For us, we have to be, I believe that our generation, we have to be more purposeful, we have to be more inventive, because now things are moving so fast, faster than it did in our parents' days. For them it was, yes, get a job, get married, get children, die. For us, we actually now have to start businesses. We have to do what our hard work is now starting from ground up again, starting those businesses that are going to be futuristic and are going to be, I don't know. And yes, we have money is the problem, but we have the internet. We have so many free resources that we really can use, guys. So the disconnect is Jesus, because on top of our generation being lost, we also lost spiritually. So now we don't have the voice of Jesus to tell us, go, move right, move left. We are out of tune with the Holy Spirit. We have to go back to basics, even in eating, even in just everything that we do. We kind of have to go back to basics, because life is going to push us to go back to basics, and it's either we learn now or find out later. And you're gonna find that maybe the companies that we're working for right now and that our parents are pushing us to work for, they might not even exist in the next 5 years. So we really need to build businesses that are going to be, the new way of working. The new things are like, we need to go back to basics. And I mean in all aspects of your life. In your eating, you gotta figure out a way to live without that yellow M. Figure out a way to start cooking your own meals. Such things. We really need to go back to basics. And it all starts with Jesus. I'm not gonna tell you guys what basics is. Jesus is basics, which is find out from Jesus. Okay? So that's the message. And I tell you, the Holy Spirit doesn't care sometimes. It's like, I'm going to forget this most. So I'm glad I was able to record it, because, yeah. So the message is, let's go back to basics. Let's go back to the drawing board and see that things are different in our generation. And we have to kind of defy sometimes. And I don't mean disrespect your parents. I'm just saying defy the odds that your parents are used to. We cannot make them happy, because this is our lives. And I have a video on my other channel that speaks about you are predestined, and I talked about that you are God's strategy on this earth, and that when you were created, God, he wasn't alone in the secret place with you and your mom. So You have to get alone in the secret place with you and God, and not let your mom and your dad and your parents and whoever is taking care of you, they're just gonna have to understand and obey God as well. And hopefully you have prayerful parents who just will kind of understand, even if they don't understand, or allow you and support you even when they don't understand. So yes, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go back to basics. But as we go back to the drawing board, let's have that Jesus in it, because we're gonna need Jesus. For life is changing. Life is changing, and we need someone who has knowledge, and ain't nobody on this earth but Jesus. So Jesus is number one of back to basics. Eating better is number two. Prayer closet, prayer, and that's why prayer goes with Jesus. But you can't just pray without Jesus, because then who are you praying to, right? So anyway, until soon, I'll see you guys. Love you.